Fans have their own theories, but why do these two characters love each other so much? Why do they need each other so much, Watson and Sherlock?
It's just, it's the best portrait there's ever been of male friendship. And that means it's completely unspoken and there is no affection ever expressed at any point ever. They're just blokes who get on instantly and without qualm. That's it. And I think that's the reason. We all want to have a friendship like that.
Fans, of course, sometimes take the friendship undertones a little bit further. The show pokes fun at that and references that sometimes. Is that something that you're deliberately kind of hinting at, or is it something that just kind of fans are projecting onto the show themselves?
Mostly projecting it onto the show themselves, but I don't blame them for that. I think I probably watched Charlie's Angels much the same way. It was much more fun that way.
Obviously, I mean, people love these characters so much, but I'm curious, why do you think they love each other so much?
Who, Sherlock and John? Well, it's a friendship. I mean, obviously way more has been made in the ether of that relationship than has ever been put in the show. And the trouble is, as soon as you start getting into a dialogue about that, it sounds like you're kind of denying things, or somehow being homophobic if you say they're not actually. Do you know what I mean? They're not actually fucking. And it is possible, I think, for people of the same sex to have a deep friendship without being attracted to each other. And the thing is, people are attracted to each other in all sorts of ways. You know what I mean? It's you don't necessarily want to bone someone just because you love them. Do you know what I mean?
I keep saying to people, if we pull this off, it will be television history. I think it really will, because it's kind of groundbreaking. They've done something again, these guys, that's never been done before, and it's dead exciting. You seem confused. I know what that is. Yeah, you know what it is. I'm not saying anything.
So, he's a hero for people who are slightly different, and I think that's what he meant by his strangeness. He starts out as quite a lone figure. He cuts himself off from sort of certain sensory pleasures. Has a very, very limited sex life, let's say that, and all for the cause, all for being the world's #1 leading consultant detective. So, yeah. Thank you.
Why do you think fans have latched onto that relationship so strongly?
I don't know. Why do you? I really don't know. Do you know what? I always overtalk it and try and talk nonsense. But I don't know. What do you think?
A relationship between two men like that, a real friendship, is quite compelling. It's quite unusual on television.
I suppose a relationship that is platonic but yet very sort of close in that way. There is something of the couple about it, but platonic. Yeah, I don't know.
There's a sort of titillation to the idea that in the 21st century they can't be anything other than being in a relationship rather than a friendship relationship. But it is very much a platonic affair, if you will, in our version anyway. And there are other versions which I'm sure you know about, being a digital spy. But we're really proud of the fact that it's a well-crafted relationship drawn on the chemistry that Martin and I have between us as actors, and it's a great thing to revisit. That's the thing that feels most comfortable, and also we challenge it, we shake it up, we never do things more than twice in a day.
Well, I think Martin and Ben's chemistry helps. I think, and it helps that they look very cute together. They both bounce off each other beautifully, and they do have a love on screen that you can see. And so I think people like that. People like their relationship and don't want it spoiled. And I have to stress that Mary doesn't spoil it. She really doesn't.
In this season, no, but that's not a policy decision. Obviously, it's not. As we're talking about the other day, that through your life a lot when you're working on a TV series, I generally speaking don't know if they're gay or straight until they turn up at the rap party, because it doesn't come up in normal conversation, and there aren't any normal conversations in Sherlock or Doctor Who. But I think it's important that kids watching television see themselves on screen. I think that's important. It's very, very important.